Hello guys, and welcome to one more Play It Right video. Today I will be previewing the prototype of Rocketmen, the new game by Martin Wallace, who has created some really awesome games like London, Brass, Australia, and many more. Rocketmen is on Kickstarter, it's produced by Phallanx, and it's basically a space exploration, deck building, sci-fi race game where you literally reach for the stars. Each player represents an entrepreneur who wants to develop space travel in some form or another. To do that, they need to raise money by carrying out profitable activities on Earth, and they must decide when it's time to attempt their mission and launch their rocket. It supports 1 to 4 players, and they compete for the most victory points. In the central board, first of all, you have the mission track. This is where you send your rocket destined to go to Terra, Luna, or Mars. And if they are successful, then you place your token on the mission you set out to accomplish, and you are rewarded with ongoing benefits and victory points. Of course, if you are the first one there, you get more points than the missions that land after you. Here we have the market for resources. Here's some engine cards that you need to help you launch your rocket, and this deck contains assets that you can buy to build your deck. It also contains some threats, which are bad cards to hold, but they give you extra VPs at the end of the game. Every player has their own starting mission card deck and a player board with these different areas. Here's where you place your draw deck. When you play a card or acquire a card or pay for the acquired card, you place any of those in the holding area, and at the end of your turn, they move to the discard pile, which later on you shuffle and use as your draw deck. On your mission side, you can only place one mission card at a time. You need to spend $10 to place a mission card, and after you have a mission card there, you can start equipping your launch pad. For each card you place there, you also need to spend $10, and you can place engine cards or other cards that have resources on them. The game is pretty simple and straightforward. You try to build a good deck that will allow you to compete for victory points from launching missions, and you also try to complete your secret personal goals by the end of the game. The juicier and most exciting part of the game that we're gonna see right now is how you launch your rocket. Your mission card here tells you where you can send the rocket to. If you want to send it to Terra, then you need 2 rocket points just to launch the mission, or if you want to send it to Luna, you need 3 rocket points as it's a bit further. Now, the rocket points you either get from engine cards you've placed on your launch pad, or from tokens you have acquired as rewards from previous successful missions. You basically need to build to your launch during your turn, as when you decide to launch your mission, you can no longer place any more cards to your launch pad during that turn. So let's say I have the required rocket points to go to Terra, these 2. So I take the rocket token and I place it at the start of the track. I can also use the matching resource of my destination, in this case this one, the computer points, to boost my rocket. So I move forward 2 spaces for these 2 cards. This here, the number 3, tells me how many mission success cards I draw. The mission success cards have numbers from 0 to 5, which allows the rocket to move forward. I draw the first card and I move forward that many spots. Now, the possible outcomes of this is either you'll succeed to reach your destination planet, or you'll fail, or you might decide to abort the mission. If the card you drew was pretty low and you don't want to risk failing the mission, you can abort with no penalties at this stage. You can abort anytime, but not after you've drawn the last card. If I want to abort the mission now after the second card, then I have to discard one of the cards in my launch pad. In general, you discard as many as the cards you drew minus 1. So if the mission success cards allow you to reach your destination, then the mission was successful. You take the place that matches the symbol of your mission, you get your reward and your VPs from the position. If in turn you failed, you have to discard all the cards from your launch pad, which basically weakens your next launch attempt. The flow of the game goes like this. When you are the active player, in your turn you have 4 available actions, and you can perform as many of them as you wish in any order. You can buy cards from the display, you can place cards on the launch pad, you can discard cards, and you can launch a mission. If you decide to launch a mission, irrespectively of the outcome, this is the last thing you're gonna do in your turn. The game ends when one of the players achieves this number of victory points, depending on the player count, when there are tokens on all 12 mission spaces, or if one player places a 5th or 6th token on the board, being present in all 3 of the locations. And that's basically it. In Rocketmen, you need to use your predictive abilities and your resource management skills to decide which mission you're gonna launch, what you need for it, and when is the right timing for you to do so. It could be a low Earth orbit satellite or a manned base to go all the way to Mars. It doesn't matter. If you have built a good enough deck and you can trust your instinct, then you are ready to do this. You also have to keep a close eye to what your opponents are doing, as this is a race game at its core, so you will be on your toes pretty much the whole game. There's some game variants that you can use to spice things up, and there's a 2-player mode. There is an easier mode called Battle for Earth so that you can start learning the game, and there is a solo mode coming if I'm not mistaken. So that was Rocketmen in a nutshell. Be sure to check out the Kickstarter campaign page of the game. I will have the link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.